Good morning, students. Waiting for few more students to join. And that day I have shown you the attendance list also. So this is the roll list according to which you have to give your attendance. So I will take the attendance. So in chat, please write down yes for the attendance. Okay, I will dictate from roll number. Okay, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, ऐश्वर्या 5. ऐसे करो, तुम्हारे रोल नंबर लिखते जाओ 1 2 3 4. तो आई विल कम टू जो प्रेजेंट है ना, जस्ट राइट डाउन योर रोल नंबर्स, नॉट फ्रॉम लास्ट, फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग, फ्रॉम 1 to 10 राइट डाउन रोल नंबर्स. Okay, from 1 to 10, 1 5. Then see, don't write this like this. 8 means Anisha Mundra. Anisha, your roll number is 8. Students, wait for a while. I said from only 1 to 10, then I will say 1 to 1 5 7 8. Then from 10 to 20 roll number, 11 is present. उसके बाद no one is present from 10 to 20 roll number, means from this okay, Neeraj Prajapati. Okay, then from 20, Dheeraj Prajapati, your roll number is 16. Okay, then from 20 to 30, 24 and 27. 24 is 24 केशव. ये हेमू, तुम्हारा रोल नंबर तो चेक करो एटलीस्ट फ्रॉम दिस रोल लिस्ट. Screen is visible to all. Komal Sharma, roll number is 27. Okay, very good. And then this Hemu Chaudhary. Hemu, can you listen to me? Your roll number is 22. Okay, next. थर्टी टू फोर्टी, ओनली 39. 39 का क्या नाम है? अनीशा परमेश्वर पाटीदार. 39. ओके, class. Then 39 Parmeshwar. From 30 to 40, only 39 is present. Okay. 25 Kiran. Parashar, okay. 25. See, today we will clear this thing, so you will be able to put your roll numbers daily. 20 roll number. C 20 Harita. Okay. Then 27 पहले आ गई थी present, ठीक है. Roll number 14. You are checking your roll number now from the list. Chirag is 14, okay. Chirag, then Dheeraj Prajapati is 16, okay. Then Bhaskar is 12. Then 20, Harshita is 21, okay. Then 28, Komal Suni. 28 Komal Soni, okay. Hemu 22, ठीक है. Prahlad, Naman 33. Naman Shivali is 33. Then Prahlad 40. Okay. Then see, don't write again and again. I will just dictate afterwards. Who are present after finishing the class, before finishing my class. Okay, if I forgot, you just remind me कि ma'am please dictate the roll numbers. I will dictate you the roll numbers which are present. Okay, so don't worry. Then 42. 42 Priyanshi. Present. Then Palak Jain, what is your roll number? 37. Nineteen Gunjan Sharma. Have you checked your roll number, Gunjan? Lakshmi Soni, your roll number? Lakshmika Soni, roll number is 29. So please write down in your copy or in your mobile regarding roll number of your MPI class, okay? And Prahlad Swarnakar, 40, okay. Then 5, 7, okay. 17. Who is 17? Divyanshi, okay. Then Komal Soni, 21. 47, 43. 43 onwards who are present. 43 onwards, it's Suraj Mali 51. 51, okay. And Shreya Agarwal 45. ठीक है. Now Shubham Jain 47. Then Gunjan, Vishwendraditya, roll number 55, okay. Then 43, 48. 43 is Ronak, 48 Shubhanshu. Okay, good strength today. 54, 58. Anybody else? 51 present. Avichal Vishnu 10. Anybody else remaining? At the end, I will just dictate the roll numbers who are present. Okay, so we should start now. 33 participants are there. So we will start the class. So now we will start with the new topic. Today we will start with the architecture of microprocessor 8085. These are the reference books which we have discussed earlier also. And see, in the Google Classroom, very few students have joined. Today I will show you status of that also. So today at least those students who are attending the class, please join the Google Classroom so that the data shared with you will be visible for you. This is my Google Classroom for subject microprocessor and interface. See how many students have joined. Till now only 21 students have joined classroom. This list I am showing to you. So I request all the students to join the classroom. Classwork, all the assignments, quiz, study material will be provided through this classwork. 2 books I have shared, which are very good books. You will not need any other data if you are having these books with you. No local book is required, no notes are required, nothing is required. Just topic by topic, you can search this book and you can study your subject. These books are very good, and my notes I have prepared from these books only. See, it's not opening actually. This is a very big book. So, students, have you opened these books? See, this is the book, and this is a very basic book from Technical Publication Pune. Technical Publications Pune by Gorse Gorse. So every basic concept will be cleared very easily in the classroom, and for standard diagrams you can see this book. All the notes are there. It takes time to open as internet is very slow today. I will try to open it directly. Opens. I think now it will be coming. See, this is the introduction to microprocessor. Very easily it's explained. This is a simple microprocessor based system. CPU is my microprocessor unit, input device, connected output device, and memory. This is the basic microprocessor system you can use anywhere. These are the digital circuits, which is not required to study over here. Then from second chapter, your major syllabus comes into consideration. And this is the microprocessor architecture and its operation. Today we will discuss all these things in the class, but I just want to see See you that these books are very good. No need to go here and there and to collect notes. To have local books, you can study directly from these books. That's why in today's class, I'm showing you these books. And similarly, Gavkar is also there, but it's not opening on my desktop. Page is opening. Okay. So now we will start with the contents. So please, students, join the Google Classroom. You will get the books to study and notes from there. So we'll start with basic microprocessor architecture today. See, all these topics are related with your Unit 1 and Unit 2. Because in Unit 1, it was just the basics, and now in Unit 2, every concept of Unit 1 is to be discussed in very much detail. So microprocessor architecture will start. The microprocessor is a central processing unit of a computer. It is the heart of the computer. Here we will describe Intel 8085 as it is one of the most popular 8-bit microprocessor. So it consists of NMOS microprocessor designed by Intel in 1977. Right now, there are so many technology upgradation is done. So we have discussed all the upgradations, latest technologies of microprocessor. This is only 8-bit microprocessor. Till 64-bit we have discussed in our previous classes. But this is the, what we can say, this is the basic building block of microprocessor. After invention of 8085, many upgradations, many changes were done to upgrade this microprocessor IC. So 8-bit microprocessor has following configuration. It is a 840-pin IC package fabricated on a single LSI chip. 8085 uses single plus 5 volt DC supply for its operation. See, all major ICs use 10 volts, 15 volts, 18 volts DC. Here Intel 8085 uses only plus 5 volt DC. 8085 clock speed is about 3 megahertz and the clock cycle is of 320 nanoseconds. It is 8-bit data bus, which is a very important parameter of 8085 microprocessor. That's why it is known as 8-bit microprocessor, because it is having 8-bit data bus. What do you mean by data bus? Data bus is a bus which carries data from one end to other end. Next important point is address bus. Address bus is of 16-bit, which can address up to 64 kilobytes. How it can address up to 64 kilobytes, we will discuss it. So address bus consists of 16-bit, data bus consists of 8-bit. Next important points are, it is having some registers which will be used for internal operation of microprocessor. So that consists of 6 8-bit registers which are arranged in pair as BC, DE, HL. 6 8-bit registers, okay? BC, DE, HL. Individually also we can use this register as only B register, only H register, or only L. Any register we can use. In pair, there are 3 pairs. Individually, there are 6 registers. And important register in this, which is not mentioned over here, we will discuss it. That is known as accumulator. A, capital A, accumulator. Then 16-bit program counter, 16-bit stack pointer. You all know stack memory, you are IT students, what is stack pointer, what is program counter. So all those registers are 16-bit. All those registers are 16-bit. So Intel 8085 is used in mobile phones, microwave ovens and washing machines, etc. So this is the hardware model of 8085. See, if you are having your copy, please draw this diagram in your copy. Then I will discuss it. Please draw this diagram. So this is the model through which you can understand what are the parameters in your 8085 microprocessor. So hardware model of 8085 is shown with the programming model. So hardware model consists of timing and control unit, where how much time is required to process every single instruction, and control unit will generate control signals. It consists of, this is my hardware model. The left side is my hardware model, right side is my programming model. So hardware model consists of accumulator. Accumulator is a register which is used for storing, adding the data, which is a very important register of 8085. ALU is arithmetic logic unit, which will perform all the mathematical operations, logical operations. Every operation will perform within ALU. Now flags. Flags are a very important part of 8085. It is a 8-bit register which stores the flag status. What do you mean by flag? After performing any operation in microprocessor, result is displayed. That result possesses some of the properties, like the first bit is MSB bit is 0 or 1, whether it is positive or negative, whether carry is generated or not. If suppose I'm adding two data, if carry is generated, so where that status will be stored, that status will be stored in this flag registers. So this also all these things we will discuss in detail, but you should know what are the parameters in the hardware model of 8085. If question comes, then you should know it consists of accumulator, ALU, flags, and instruction decoder. Instruction decoder will decode the instruction line wise. Any instruction we are performing, like I am performing subtraction of 2 data bytes, so it will know the steps, how that instruction will be decoded, how that instruction will be taken, and then how it will perform that operation, how the data will be taken, how address bus will be generated, from where we want to take the data. All this operation will perform in instruction decoder. Then it has register arrays and memory register. This hardware model alone can't do anything without the help of programming model. So programming model consists of my registers. All the registers will be there in the programming model, without which we can't perform any of the operation. Okay, these are the inbuilt registers of the microprocessor. Only this much memory registers are there with the 8085 microprocessor. I need more number of datas to get execute, then I have to connect external memory. So accumulator 8-bit, this 8 shows you the number of bits. Accumulator flag register, which is very important because the status will be generated in the hardware model. B register 8-bit, C register 8-bit, D register again 8-bit, E register 8-bit, H register 8-bit, and L register 8-bit. So all these are 1-byte registers, and together we can form a 16-bit register. B, C, D, E, H, L are the pair. Then stack pointer, it will point the stack memory. The address will be stored in the stack pointer. Program pointer is used when I am writing a program of Program means number of instructions are written to write one program. So that each line will have some address. That program will be stored somewhere in the memory. So we have to identify that memory location, and program counter will auto update the next memory location from which the instruction is to be fetched by the microprocessor. The program counter will keep on the counting of that program, and it will point to the microprocessor that now this instruction is to be executed. Next line, it will move on continuously. So the 8085 model consists of hardware model and programming model, and how they are connected. They are interconnected by this bus system. 16-bit address bus. नहीं हुआ। 16 हाँ नहीं आ रहा। वैसे भी टाइम तो नहीं, मेरा तो क्लास चल रहा है। हाँ मैं हो भी नहीं रहा इवेंट। So students, 16-bit address bus, 8-bit data bus. See, always your concept should be clear. How many lines buses are used for address? Always we will be using 16 lines. To have data, I will always use 8-bit bus. So data calculation will be done on 8-bit. Address identification will be done by 16-bit. Control signal will generate all the controls needed to fetch the instruction, to execute the buses. First address bus will be selected, data will be taken, then again control signal will be generated. The address bus has been selected. Now it's turn for data bus to be operated. So all the control signals will be generated. So these models are connected by these buses. Okay, students, any doubt, anything you want to ask? Nothing? You should move ahead. Because basic concept we will move, and then we will move toward advanced concept. So if basics are clear, then there will be no problem. So how my programming model is connected? It is connected by 8-bit data bus. See, can you tell me this arrow, what this arrow signifies? Dear IT students, this arrow signifies it is which type of bus? Yes, one way means unidirectional. The flow is always from hardware towards the programming model. That means address selection will be always, it will go towards memory. The ALU, the microprocessor will check the address. It is unidirectional, it will point towards the memory location. 8-bit data bus, it is a two-way communication. That means it is a bidirectional bus. Data can be fetched, can be taken from both sides. Then control signal, again it is a unidirectional. Okay. So next, very important architecture of 8085. So, please students, please don't waste my time and your time in joining so late. See students, please join on time. Otherwise it disturbs the whole class. वैसे भी it becomes difficult to teach online. You all can understand this thing. So this is my overall block diagram or internal architecture of Intel 8085 microprocessor. In the book, this architecture diagram is given. So today we will discuss this diagram in brief. The concept of programming model and hardware model is clear to all the students. No need to discuss it again. So now we will start with the 8085 microprocessor internal architecture. What it includes? It includes ALU. Where is ALU in the diagram? It is here. Arithmetic logic unit. Okay. Consists of timing and control. This is timing and control. So all the external lines showing are the pins of your 8085. This is my internal architecture of 8085. So you all have to remember this architecture, draw it in your copy so that it will become easy for you to remember. As we are discussing it very thoroughly in the class, but at least once you will draw, it will become easier for you to draw it into your exams and to remember. Then it consists of instruction register. This is my instruction register, which is again 8 bits. Okay. Then it consists of instruction decoder and machine cycle encoding. Then it consists of interrupt control. Then it consists of interrupt control. Then serial input and output control. Serial input and output because we will connect external devices which can be communicate with microprocessor in serial way, not in parallel. In serial way, 1 bit by 1 bit, the communication of other device takes place with microprocessor. Then it consists of accumulator, temporary register, flag register. Flag register is a register of 8-bit. Registers are always of 8 bit, 16 bit. So here why it is written 5? Because from those 8 bit we are using only 5 bits. That's why it's written only flag fit of 5. Then it consists of this programming model where all the registers are shown. Register array, we can say it as a register array. It includes programmable register. What are programmable registers? All these registers are not programmable. Only B, C, D, E, H, L are the programmable register. What it means? That means that we can, while writing a program, we can use these registers. And temporary registers and built registers we can't use externally. That means a user can't use those registers. The registers which user can use is a programmable register. So programmable register includes this registers B, C, D, E, H, L. Is it clear? Then 2 additional registers you can see over here which were not mentioned over there. So that are W and Z. These are the temporary registers which are used while performing internal operations by ALU, which a programmer will not be able to know internally which register it is using. And programmer can't use this W and Z registers. Is it clear? These registers are used to hold 8-bit data during the execution of some instructions, which a user will never come to know. Is it clear? Stack pointer, program counter, and increment decrement latch. Latch is again a flip-flop which will store the device. It will increment or decrement the count. Then this is connected with address buffer and data buffer. Address bus A8 to A15. Data bus, see, this is a bidirectional bus, we all know. Total bus structure consists of only 16 buses. Clear? But students can say there is a 16-bit address bus and 8-bit data bus. So total how many buses are there according to you? Yes, students, write in the chat box. I'm waiting. Till now, whatever we have studied, at least you came to know that how many buses will be required. How many buses, minimum buses will be required by 885? 3 buses. Okay. Please, student, answer. Only one student from 33, 8 bus, okay. Overall 8 bus will be sufficient. As we are saying 16-bit data bus, sorry, 16-bit address bus. Five. How 5 and 3? Yeah, I don't think students are very much attentive in the class. See, we are putting our 100% so that you can understand the concepts and logic very well. But the response I'm getting is not that good. Yes, 16, 16. 16. How 16? See, according to the structure, it's like that we require 16-bit address bus and 8-bit data bus. 16 plus 8 is my 24. Minimum 24 buses are required to execute any instruction from microprocessor. But what we are doing, we are multiplexing 8 bus to use that buses as address or data. So that buses is this. Individual first higher 8 bits, MSB bits are used to identify address. This is my address buffer from A15 to A8. A15 is my MSB term. A15 is by MSB term. Okay, of that address, 16-bit addresses are there. So A15 to A0, A15 to A8 address is identified by this address bus. Then next 8-bit is used for both address as well as data. Next 8-bit buses are used for both address and data. So these buses are multiplexed. First, these buses will be used to identify 8-bit LSB address, and then after few nanoseconds of time, it will be used to identify data. So all these things will be controlled by this timing and control unit. So that's why it is always marked as AD0 to AD7. Address data bus. Is it clear? This concept is very important. Address bus A8 to A15. Address data bus buffer from AD0 to AD7. So anything you want to ask this? Because you have to keep all this concept in your mind. Class में students होते हैं तो I used to dictate important points. They draw all the diagrams from the board, from my presentation. Then I will dictate all the important points. Now you are just listening. When it will be time to study, you won't be having any data with you. So that's why I'm focusing more on this particular important topic so that it will get fit into your mind. So any doubt? So how many data buses are there? 16 bus. But it is known as 8-bit microprocessor, not as a 16-bit microprocessor. It is having 16 buses, but it has 8-bit bus for calculation. 8-bit data can be processed. That's why it is known as 8-bit microprocessor. Clear? So see, this diagram consists of, so what will happen? This is a common bus which is connected with this. We put interrupt control and serial control. In between, all these blocks are also interconnected with each other. Some are bidirectional, some are unidirectional. Depends on the flow. Clear? So ALU includes accumulator, temporary register, arithmetic and logic controls, flag. All these things are controlled by ALU. You can see ALU accumulator is the very basic part of arithmetic logic unit, because one of the data is always taken from an accumulator and result of many instructions is stored in accumulator. So it is directly connected with ALU. Temporary registers are also connected. Who are the temporary registers? These are W and Z. These are connected with ALU. Clear? Flag register is not directly connected. Why? Because whatever result is generated, that result is maximum time stored in accumulator. It will take the status from that also, and it can take internally status from ALU also. Very light pins are marked. Clear? Then ALU is directly connected with the system bus, main bus, which is directly connected with interrupt control or serial input output control. Now, instruction register and decoder. What is the role of instruction register and decoder? Instruction register and decoder are part of ALU. When an instruction is fetched, like I am writing move A comma B. That means if I want to move to register data from A to B or B to A, so I will write move A comma B. B data is moved into register A. Register A is my accumulator. So instruction register, what it will do? It will fetch the instruction from memory. It is loaded in the instruction register. It will fetch from these buses. The instruction will come into instruction register. From memory, it is loaded in IR, that is instruction register. The decoder decodes the instruction. The instruction register will come to know this is the instruction. Now decoder will start decoding to what is the role of that instruction, what it means, what is its hexadecimal codes. So all these things will be performed by instruction decoder. The decoder decodes the instruction and establishes a sequence of events to follow. IR is not a programmable and cannot be assessed. We can't assess. A user or programmer can't assess this register. Clear? The IR is not programmable. IR is an 8-bit register by having 8 flip-flops, so it can store maximum 8-bit number. The 8-bit number stored in IR, clear, is called instruction of microprocessor or opcode of that microprocessor. Within 5 minutes, we will wind up. Okay, so I will take the attendance which you have given. Okay, then in next class, we will continue with the lecture. Okay, students. And if you have any doubt, start reading it from the book. If you are having any doubt, we'll discuss that. Okay, roll number 1, 5, 7, 8. Any other roll number if added, please write on the chat box. 8, then 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29. Okay. Then 33, 37, 39, 40, 42, 43, 45, 47, 48, 49 अभी आया है श्रेयांश जैन. Okay. Then 51, 54, 55 and 58. Is it clear, this many students? 51. Okay, students. 52. Suman Jha. Suman, you have checked your roll number from the list? Okay, thank you, students. Goodbye. Take care of yourself and your family. And we will continue our lecture in next class. Goodbye.